Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all identities and sexualities. Welcome back, my friends, to another Doctor Who review. And today, we are reviewing Day of the Daleks. Yes, a 1970s story with the Daleks, where they will return once again, the relentless foes of the Doctor. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. The Doctor and Miss Jo Grant are back at Unit HQ messing around with the Doctor's time machine, the TARDIS, when all of a sudden another version of the Doctor and Miss Grant appear in the hallway. The Doctor states that because he is messing around with time travel, this thing often seems to happen. The Doctor and Jo are sent to a house on the premise that a minister has said that he has seen a ghost in the night that intended to kill him. Curious to this matter, the Doctor and Jo spend the night. The Doctor kindly remarks to Jo, "Jo, if you're going to stay in a minister's house, and they're going to let you be at home, then why not go for their white cellar and cheese, of course." Meanwhile, in the 22nd century, a dystopian horror awaits in the dark. The streets are empty, the factories are full, and all under the conquest of the Dalek regime. So what are the Daleks doing in the 22nd century, you may ask? And why have they decided to take over Earth once again? Well, the Daleks have conquered Earth in the far future, in hopes that they can use the human race as a labour force for new materials that they mean to mine. Meanwhile, the threat to their regime is a group of rebels. These rebels have travelled back in time to kill a minister that they believe caused the whole matter in the first place. But what they don't realise is that they are stuck within a bootstrap paradox, which in other words just means that they are kind of stuck in a loop over and over and can't get out of it. But the Daleks are in hope that the rebels will not succeed and that they will be able to conquer the Earth once and for all. But sadly for the Daleks, the Doctor begins to interfere, and he ends up jumping back and forth between the 22nd century and the present day. Whilst doing this, he starts to unravel the scheme of what has been happening, and starts to understand that the human beings, the rebel faction, that have attempted to go back in time and destroy the minister, have only caught themselves inside of a never-ending trap where they cannot leave the house they keep on transferring themselves to. So the Doctor devises a plan, and the plan is to trap the Daleks within the area. But this plan is also foiled when one of the rebels comes up with another idea. The Dalek and the Ogrons begin to emerge from the smog on the green outside of the complex, and the unit soldiers begin to fight them off, one by one, but their efforts are useless, as the Daleks seem to be overpowering them, just slightly. So, the unit soldiers evacuate to the front porch in hope of getting away from the property. The Doctor runs downstairs inside of the house in hopes of getting everybody out, but sadly learns that the rebel in the basement has come up with the idea that the Daleks must get to the house in order for anyone to survive. He has a time bomb, a ticking time bomb, which will blow up and detonate destroying the house completely and the Daleks and the Ogrons with it. So now to the score of the video. Was Doctor Who Day of the Daleks a good story? Yes, it was a good story. It had some good themes. The time trap, the idea of an assassination. But sadly, I'm afraid I'm going to have to only give it a 6 out of 10. The updated CGI made it 10 times better, but personally, I feel like what lacked for me is any ground rules to why the minister needed to be assassinated and why the Daleks didn't just invade the house themselves. But yeah, I just kind of feel like they didn't need to do anything, and that the whole story could have personally been just set in the 22nd century. That's just my thoughts on it. But yeah, so for that reason, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and if you want more videos like this, leave a like, and we'll see you in the next Doctor Who review video. Oh, and consider subscribing as well whilst you're at it. Goodbye, and stay beautiful.